All right, welcome to this awesome and special day. Lunar eclipse live channeling with Roger and Wilhelm. And first, to help us all ground a bit, let's take one or two or three or as many deep breaths as you wish in order for us to be centered. Maybe close your eyes for that so we can all just tune into ourselves and what's important for us in this very moment. Just feeling the earth, feeling our heartbeat and one with the earth, resonating for Earth's peace and the peace for humanity. Inhaling from below Earth's energy up, in and through our body, and with the exhale, let there be peace upon Earth. So, Roger, Wilhelm, you can start.
Thank you so much. And we are ready to begin. And as we say each time we see you, we have waited for you your entire lives. Now, today, you will each understand what that means because you exist on your planet at this time at the most monumental time in your life and also that of your planet. And we wanted you to know how important you were. No matter what you might have thought about your life or what you've been through or what's happened, are here to actualize yourself so that you can do that for your planet. And we've given you a way of doing that. Today, we gave you a message that said, we have given you everything. And that was the role that our messenger accepted, as you each have accepted one. You each come into the world with a sole purpose, and it's within you. And it gets activated at a particular time. And that occurs as your world changes. Now, you all chose to be here through what we called your restructuring. It may look a little chaotic or may have felt that way to you in your lives, but that's because you had something within you that was so brilliant that was meant to come alive to shift your world.
Anya, can you hear him?
No.
Okay, Roger, you're on mute. You muted yourself somehow.
Energies.
All right, guys. We take another deep breath as Roger needs to have this moment to just find back. Roger is channeling, so Roger is a trance channel and goes into a trance-like state in order for him to bring this cosmic information through. So we all hold space in this moment to just realign, and we take another deep breath together, all in peace, all in harmony. Roger, can you hear us? We can't hear you. All right.
You are muted. 1 second. Unmute.
Interesting. My cat just went nuts as well. Like, she's never done those noises before, so there might be something around that's energetically just like, yeah, leaving this place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this a little
All
bit.
right.
So
Yeah. Roger, go off the stream and come back in, yeah? We can't hear you right now. So if you go out and come back in, then we try again. And for the time being, Anya and I are going to have a little conversation about this awesome day. It's been on fire. Like, I had a meditation earlier, world peace meditation, and today is the day for the Chinese New Year. So it was all about bringing the fire up the spine, releasing all which is not serving anymore inside my body, inside the body of the earth, and for everyone who listened and who joined. So we are on fire, guys. And sometimes the energy, you know, like with the technology in today's world, like we never know what's happening next. So we just take it as it is and flow as we go. Yeah.
he's back.
Awesome. There he is.
Are you back?
We can't hear you, brother.
Wow.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. We can't hear you,
Yeah, now you're
Roger.
on mute again. Just
Yeah,
unmute you and try again.
I don't think he can. It's like
We
it says
somehow
that he cannot
can't
unmute
get you
himself.
on. And it just went down in a very interesting moment, so I'm not sure what there is. Is your mic empty? Do you have like a mic that can get empty or something like that? So for everyone who listens, who joins, feel free to type into the comments anything that's present for you accordingly to this day. So we can keep this communion and conversation going still when Roger isn't to hear. We still hear him energetically, I hope. I trust that we do. And Roger, we cannot hear you anyway. So right now, we will make a
Maybe
noise. We will let you know when we can hear you, but right now we can't.
very
So I
interesting.
don't know. Maybe your mic need to be reset or anything like that.
Yeah, maybe just reset the computer.
Just going on.
No. How? So you see, guys, there's something very, very powerful,
Yeah,
very important. Um, let's just hold space for
yeah,
Roger
Anya,
to,
keep talking a little bit about that.
yeah,
Yeah, Anya,
because
talk a little bit about that.
I can talk about the energy that I'm feeling now. It's like really powerful, really powerful. There's still some resistance, but let's just surrender together. We are so safe. When we are together in this energetic space, when we are together, when we are merged together, not just holding hands, not just next to each other, but really merged with each other because we are one. And let's just send this intention, all of us who is now watching, for Roger to come back and to start sharing this message, this powerful message that Wilhelm has for humanity, for all of us.
Exactly. Yeah, like I'm on fire too. My solar plexus just like is lightning, and I feel like for the last few hours specifically, just the energy rising inside my body, inside my being, just clearing a lot of stuff as well.
Yes.
Today
And
is
this
the
is why
best
we're
time
here.
to be here. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. We have to.
Mm,
Even if it's not allowed, even if somebody thinks that this is not allowed to share this message, we are not taking that. We are stepping into our own power and we are setting our own rules. Today is the day.
mm-hmm.
And we're going to bring Roger back that way or another. So,
Exactly, exactly. In our
absolutely
hearts,
no
he is here, you know, and we just pray. Yeah, we just pray, keep the prayers up, keep the energy up. And like I think when I say praying, some people of you may have a thing about prayer, but what prayer is for me is like prayer is in every moment. My frequency, my current frequency, the frequency that I'm holding in this present moment in time is my prayer. So we are the prayer in every single moment of time. So guys, we are all right now having the responsibility of our frequency, and all this space, every one of us can bring this love, bring this pure energy into the room, and just like, yeah, let's do it all together, you know. It's so important for us. Yeah.
let's do it.
Oh my
Mm.
guru. Yeah. Yeah, peace be upon you.
Each and every
We
one
see
of us has
clarity.
its own
Yeah.
technique, method, or truth, or whatever. But let's just unite in love. We are all united in love. Mm. Kalaina
We are,
kasapaka
we are.
na itasa. Maida ina kita sila kita kirala na ita kita maida kisa. Ilaina ina na kasa ina kitera la ina kita na ina malte kita kasa. Mina kila ina kata ina kata sa ina kita karala na maida ina kita kita sa.
Okay.
La
Roger
ina
comes in with his phone. Amazing.
ya ya like kisa ina kita. Welcome back.
Okay, brother, you're back.
Okay,
Yes,
how
sir.
is that?
Perfect.
We can hear you loud and clear.
This
We
is
can hear
fascinating.
you.
Okay, give me 1 second.
So Roger comes back now, guys. Let's go.
Hmm.
Thank you so much. And we're ready to begin again. And we want to say there are no accidents. That was just an example of how much our messenger is wanting to be hidden, as many of you have. So the technical glitches are just a result of that energy that you've all been carrying, which is what we wanted you to understand today. You stand at the most pivotal time in your world, but you've held back from what you are here to do. As we have said, you each come to the world with a unique mission that you wanted to achieve something, but you have a lot of fear, and you could have been feeling that throughout your lives, or especially during this last pivotal time on your planet, because it is a energetic shift that has never occurred before. So it would be a little confusing for all of you, but we wanted to say that you are here at the perfect time, and we have given you a way to begin to understand that. And as we said today on our messages, we have given you everything. You each take on a specific role when you come to the world, to the earth plane, your physical bodies, and that is in your soul. It's not going to look like anyone else's, and it's going to be different. And that is what the thing that gives you the most difficulty is, allowing your differences to be seen and loved and honored. But now you're going to start to understand how important it is because of the changes that are happening in your world. None of this is accidental. You exist in consciousness. You have physical bodies to navigate the world, but you have your consciousness, and that's the most powerful thing that you have. And that it is comprised of your thoughts. But you have a lineage, meaning that you have brought in other information from your particular lineage that you wanted to transcend, that you wanted to evolve beyond. And that is why your planet looks the way that it does now. It looks like a little chaos, but that's because the world was waiting for you. You came to change the world. That's each of you, and you will do it in your way. There's no one that's more important than another. And as we have always said, there's no hierarchy of souls. Now, you may be seeing something different in your lives, or experiencing that, or witnessing in your world, but that was all orchestrated to allow you to awaken to your brilliance and your importance now. Now, we orchestrated all of this in such a brilliant way, and you'll start to understand what we mean. We've said you're moving through a restructuring, you're changing your world, you're changing your planet, and we said it was also going to be centered in the United States mainly, but that would reflect across the globe, which is why we're so happy that we brought in Yarna and Anya, because they are showing the global transformation that is occurring, and they came to offer something different, which was to aid our messenger, because you all needed help. You all needed to come together, and that is what the age of Aquarius is, which you're moving into right now. So this day could not have been more important. And all the events even occurring on this day are to get you all to awaken to your individual journeys. We had Reverend Jesse Jackson pass away today. We say that in such a light way, but he did pass. But that would awaken Roger to his lineage and what he was here to do, and you each have one. And so you will start to understand that the challenges that you have had are only because you wanted to break through them. You wanted to move through the limitations that have existed not only in your life this time, but your lives before. You are eternal spiritual beings, as we've always said, and that occurs in your consciousness. And you're here to raise to a higher state of consciousness. Now, those of you who would be listening to us would understand that, but there will be so many others on your planet who will have no idea of what we're talking about, but that's because they are here to help you. Because when you see those who are not willing to move to that higher state of consciousness, it activates you. It causes you to become more, because you start to love yourself a little more. And we mean that purposefully. Love is the most powerful experience, energy that any of you has. And so, but you've not used it always. You've not loved yourselves enough. And this is what we wanted to bring through. Our messenger took on a very different role, but you did as well. And we also said in our messages for today, which you will see, we said that if you follow along the progression that we have given you, you'll start to understand. You progress in linear time, meaning day by day, moment by moment. We did not give our messenger information in that way. We gave it to him from the quantum field, which was uncomfortable for him because no one had done anything quite like him, but no one had done anything like you either. That's why you were born. You each come into the world to offer something completely unique, but that's the difficulty that you faced as well. But it depends on how many of you are going to decide to move beyond that. Now, the orchestration that we have given you to cause you to understand this, we had our messenger write a book called Overcoming Fear, a guide to freedom. That's what you're all doing in your lives and in your world, because the fear is what would hold you back and what's held your world back as well, because you will have those who will dominate you and use fear as a mechanism to hold you back in the brilliance that you could achieve in your lives. But now, don't you see how wonderful that is? Because you get to understand it today. This day is so powerful, and there's so many different events that are occurring on the same day to energize the collective energy of your planet. That's not accidental. You just figure it out later, meaning in your life and also in your world. We just gave you a guide to be able to do that. And we show you how we had this orchestrated. Last year on this date, we said self-discovery and acceptance and transformation. That's what we gave you last year on this date to understand what you would be doing now. We're saying this because our messenger discovered that there is organization in your universe, and he downloaded it all. He's been saying those things, and people look at him and go, that doesn't make any sense. But we've also had him demonstrate it, because we had him put down messages going back 18 years to show the consistency of the information he had received. Now, he didn't know he was a savant and he was receiving information in this way, just as you didn't know what you had, you see? And again, he's no better than you, and you're no better than anyone else, and you're no worse than anyone, because those are just human labels that you all use. The highest label that you want to use is that you are brilliant, that you came to offer something, and no matter what you have moved through, you're here now to activate the highest part of you, and that's what we have given you. And then you'll see what we gave you tomorrow, meaning on the 18th. We gave it to you last year, and we said our philosophy will change your life and the world. And we've said that often, but now more of you will begin to believe it, because the only thing that happens is that you hold one another back at different times, and that's through power, control, and money. Now, you will each have your own things that you use to hold yourselves back. Our messengers has been money. He could not believe that he had created something so brilliant, and so then he kept holding back the financial he could the experience he could have of that. But we're saying this because that's what's happening in your world, you see, and that's the shift that needs to occur. So as he allows himself to become more abundant, then it changes everything. But we're saying that for each of you, energy is all that there is. You will each use that energy in different ways, and it'll be specific to your life path, but then it'll be connected or coherent with the path of your world. And that's why you're here on this really brilliant day. None of this is accidental, as we've said. And as you move through the messages, even that we have given you, each of you will find your place in there. Now, he was just a messenger, and it was difficult his entire life to accept all of this. And then he didn't believe it, just as you might not have believed your importance. But again, you could not know how great you were unless you thought you weren't. That's just the process of human evolution. But you all decided to be alive now because you knew on a very deep level that no matter what you move through, that this would be the time that you would actualize yourselves. This would be the time that you would shift your perceptions and start to love yourself. Everything occurs in the mental realm, meaning in your consciousness, in your thoughts. And so you've had times in your past, in your lineage, where you thought you weren't enough, you thought you couldn't do certain things, and then you carried that forth. This is the time that more of you on your planet are meant to do something different, and that is bring a greater understanding and higher consciousness, because that's all that there is. You're continually raising your consciousness, and as we've said, you're eternal spiritual beings. So at some points in your lives, in your other lives, we'll say, you didn't do that. And you held yourself back and you had judgments and you had hatred and anger and all of those things. And then you're witnessing that in your world, meaning that it'll activate you to transcend it and do something different. And we're saying this because not all would see this, not all would understand it, but you do. You would never be in, you're never in an accidental place. You've never shown up at the wrong place. It's just that you start to understand it at a different time. And some of you have struggled. Some of you have suffered. Our messenger has gone through all of it. And he did that. He accepted that role so he could demonstrate to all of you that you can transcend it. He's 75 years old. He's healed everything through what we have given him. That was so he could give it to you, so that you could do the same thing, so that you could pass on to all of those who come later the understanding that you can become brilliant. So we want you to shift your perception about yourselves. That's the entire purpose. That no matter what you did, what you screwed up, as you might have called it, because you think that way at times, we say that that never occurs. You're just learning things. And then there's a time where you collectively come together and more of you shift that idea. And this is that time. On this date, as we've said, we've given you so many messages to bring you to a place of understanding where there's a culmination that happens on this day, which is coinciding with your planets. None of you know what you have within you until it starts to become activated. But this is a time where we're using the energy of this day to bring more awareness. And that's what we're doing for each of you, and especially for our messenger, because he's held himself back more than any of you can possibly imagine. So that's why we want you to let go of any regrets that you might have had, any self-judgment, any of those things. And that's what we wanted you all to understand on this day. This is why we've called you here. And we said that, we're saying that, and you think it's accidental, but it is not. We had him, we want to say this because each of you have held back in different ways, and the little difficulty you all had with this technology today was just a demonstration of what he's been moving through, as each of you have been, that withholding of what you have. But now you'll understand how brilliant that was, because your contribution to your world and to your life at this time will be monumental when you decide to move over it. And it is a decision. It's a decision that you make in your life. And so now what we would love to do, we don't know if we can get to questions, but that would be the best thing that we could do, because we said we would answer all of your questions. And as we said in our message, or we have already given you everything, but it activates at a different time where you can accept it, understand it, and then integrate it into your being. So, are we able to do that?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Wilhelm. Jan just disappeared, so he's reconnecting. Jan, are you back? Okay. Do we have any questions? Jan?
Yeah.
Jan, can you hear me? I don't think he can hear me. Okay, then I'm just gonna ask, I'm gonna read the question, Willem,
Yes.
that I'm seeing here. So
Yes.
BC Clarity, somebody with the name BC Clarity,
Yes.
is asking, will I finish it this life? Some say 5 years archetype die before the dream is manifest.
None of you die before the dream is manifest, because your soul has an agenda and it's always in alignment. You never leave the physical form until you've completed that. Now, you may try to make other choices about that, but you don't do that because, as we've said, you don't get out of this alive. And what we mean by that, you each come into the world with a soul plan, and sometimes you decide to leave your bodies, but then if you haven't completed something, you'll do it at another time in your evolutionary path. So you never, you're never done, first of all, because we've said you're eternal spiritual beings. You're just doing a particular job, as we've called it, at this time on your planet. And this is the most pivotal time that you could have chosen to be alive. That's why we love it so much.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I hope that answered your question. Anyone else? If anyone has some question to share, just write it in the comment and we will share. So Jarna disappeared again. There's some technical glitches going on. This is so,
And
so
this is
interesting.
because this is perfect. We want you to understand that there's energy. Everything in your universe and within you is energy. And it's being disrupted right now because it wants more of you to awaken. And this is the only way that it could be getting your attention. It's like when you wake up in the middle of the night, you don't know what's happening. That's because your higher self is then trying to get your attention, because your normal human brains are always distracted by what's happening in your physical world. So we don't want you to be distracted by these little glitches, because they are all meant to awaken each of you to who you're meant to become in your brilliance.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Wilhelm, I
thank you
also
so
have one
much.
question. Oh, Yarna is here. Yarna, welcome back.
Yeah, like the glitch was amazing. Thank you. I mean, the glitches are just happening. It's weird.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and
All
Sonia, we
right.
have
Yeah,
another
bro.
question, Willem. So Sonia, Willem, please, can you make my personal mission more clearly for me? So she's
No.
asking, no,
No,
okay.
no, no, we can't. Thank you so much for saying that, because you said that because you think you don't have one. And you've been carrying that idea around for the longest time, and we want you to let go of it. And so as you start to shift your perception and say, no, wait a minute, I know it's in there. This is why we gave you the message last year on this date about self-discovery, and that's what leads to your transformation. We want you to let go of your judgment, because we feel that as well. You've been thinking, I'm not doing something correctly, I haven't figured this out yet. That's never true. It's the timing, and that timing is happening now. And so many of you have felt that way in your lives, that it didn't happen yet and you haven't done it yet. Whatever that is, it's now. There's a perfect timing. So thank you so much for bringing that up, because you've just helped so many others who have thought they've lost their way, or that they were broken, or they didn't do it. It's happening now.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I would also like to share one question that
Mhm.
me personally, I would like to know. So, we all know that we manifest 24/7. So everything, like our inner world is reflecting our outer world is reflecting our inner world.
Yes,
We all had this feeling that there's a huge delay, even though like we were working, like we did so much
yes,
shadow work, we did so much work, like inner
yes,
work, and there was a delay. Why that
yes,
delay happened, and is it going to be different now from now on?
yes. Yes. Thank you for that, because now you're allowing us to explain what our messenger has been doing for the last 37 years. You go through cycles in your planet and also in your lives, but you just happen to be alive at a particular time where you're moving through what we've at this 36-year cycle, which is happening right now. And then the shift is going to be where those of you who have not had much, who have held yourself back in many different ways, especially financially, we wanted you to understand that there's been a wealth and income disparity that has existed throughout your world. And this is the time where that was meant to shift, but it's going to shift energetically as more of you decide to deliberately know that you deserve to have more, and you'll start to attract it. But we don't want you to judge yourself. As we've said, our messenger has held himself back and put himself in so many difficult times financially because it wasn't time yet. It is time now, because now more people will understand. We had him put up yesterday. He never knows why he's doing this, by the way, but we had him say yesterday, he put up a many posts on your social media where he said, after tomorrow, I will be a millionaire. And that will be true. And you'll be a part of that because you're here. And so what we're saying is we have given him the most valuable piece of philosophy and technology for any of you. And so now that he can own it and demonstrate it, that's going to come about. But he couldn't do it by himself because he held himself back and he's introverted. You each have different personality traits. And so you're breaking through that. But we wanted you to understand it's important now for you to come together. And that is what this age of Aquarius is, and what you're moving into right now. That's a coming together. However, it's not going to look that way on your planet. There'll be so many who are trying to split apart, who are trying to make you separate, who are trying to make you think that you're not supposed to be global beings. And we're saying you're all one. You're always in the process of moving to oneness. And so those of you who have held yourselves back, now will start to release that, which will facilitate coming to this greater understanding of global oneness, which is going to happen. However, you're not going to see that. And right now you're witnessing, especially in the United States, those who are trying to make you separate and trying to keep down what you could be. And so this is the energetic shift that you're all moving through. So yes, you're going to start. So we don't want you to judge yourself because you didn't allow it to come through before. It just wasn't time yet. The universe is constructed in a way that it aligns at the perfect time, and that time is now. It's not accidental that the events occurring in your world now are happening all at the same time, many of them across your world, that are bringing this greater awareness. And so it's the shift that happens in your consciousness, that's energy again, that you say, now I deserve to have more. And as you keep doing that consistently in your moment of now, you'll see it, it'll start to manifest.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. So
Yeah, thank
exciting.
you.
Yarna, would you like to share more questions that people asked?
I go. Yeah, I will go. I will go with that. Nixie Bill asked
Me
something
too.
that I'm actually going to do tomorrow. I think her question was the next one. She asks like, why do I have both too strong pulls to quit my 9-to-5 job to focus on other creative passions, endeavors, and stay at my job while doing the other things on the side?
Because you each get bogged down with certain things. We want to talk about that. When you come into the physical plane, you have to use certain things to maintain, you feel, your physical existence, and that's money and career and all of those things. However, you have a soul mission as well. There's always going to be a little bit of discord in that, because you can't fulfill your soul mission until you see that you're being drawn to the physical things. Now, we want to talk about that. Money has been a big one for all of you on your planet at this time. That's been the difficulty, which is why we said you're having a restructuring. And you're seeing those people, and we're going to go back to the United States now, where you have billionaires who have been controlling everything. And we told you that was going to occur. We told you many years ago, but now you're starting to see it. And so the way that that shifts is when you decide to shift the energy within you to do the thing that you love. Love is the most powerful force that you have. However, you cannot always make that shift instantly, because you do live in the physical world where you have to sustain things. But what we would like for you to do is shift your perception and to know that you have to do, right now it feels to you that you have to do particular things to maintain yourself and financially. And so, but if you know that it is guiding you to that bigger purpose, then you'll use the energy to start creating that bigger purpose. We told our messenger he has to shift today. That's what we're saying, because there's an energetic pull that's bringing him to this higher place of acceptance. And so he's going to have to let go of certain things to allow that to come in. And he's been afraid of it. So we don't want you to judge yourself that you still feel that you have to maintain this other thing, whatever that job might be, but just shift your awareness of it to know that you did that for a reason, because it's forcing you to love yourself, to do the thing that you came to do. And so now you're going to start working on that other thing, and that work is going to happen in your consciousness, and then you'll do the physical things that will bring it into manifestation. But we want you to let go of any judgment that you might have had, that you feel that you're stuck. None of you are stuck. You're just moving through the restrictions and limitations that your soul brought to the earth plane through your life at this time.
Beautiful.
Yeah, great one.
We have more questions.
It's such a topic. I think every one of us needs it. Yeah, we have a couple more. I think this is pretty good. How do we collectively raise the frequency of Earth, and what will be the outcome when we break that resistance we've been collectively suffering?
Or you're doing it right now, because see, now you're coming together. You see, that was the entire point. And so we don't want you to judge yourself that you didn't do it before. The way that you change it is within. It's within your life and your purpose and what you came here to do. And the more of you who do that, that energetically culminates in this greater energy that shifts the entire planet. We have said you just thought you couldn't change your world, but we're saying you can. But the way that you change it is within yourselves, and you start to become much bolder about loving yourself. And that is looking at all the old stuff that's been in there. The work that we have given you has been about moving through all those old things that have existed within your lineage and starting to dismantle them, which is what is happening in your world now, which is why it seems like things are being destroyed or just breaking down. But we said that had to occur now. So you're doing it. And so now the more of you who come together and understand this, and now that we can get our messenger to start doing it, more of you will. We told him years ago we wanted him to bring more people together, but he was holding back and afraid and introverted like many of you. And so, but now it's different. Now it's moved. And so you're doing the same thing. So we don't want you to think that you missed anything or that you're late. That never happens. It's just that we need more of you.
Mm-hmm.
We love using the thing about the 144,000. That's a thing that many of you have used in your world, but that does make sense because the collective energy will shift everything. It was never supposed to happen before now. We want you each to accept that in your lives and also in your world, because then you will start to shift your judgments of yourselves, and that's the thing that's held you back. Your judgment of yourself and thought that you weren't worth it and you didn't have anything. We're saying you were, and it's now the time.
Okay, brother. He actually reframed his question, and there it comes. What be the outcome collectively when we individually break free from our own limitations? Does
Yes.
each of us healing and addressing our own personal darkness help the collective?
Yes, that's why we said to you, utopia is attainable. That's that idea that many of you as humans put away and said, no, it's not possible. We're saying, yes, it is. We just got to get you to believe it. That's all. And the way that you start to believe it is within yourself first. See, because you have that vision. You couldn't have asked that question unless that soul part of you knew that that was attainable. Now, many in your world will never think that's happening because you're seeing all the oppression that's going on. But now is the time energetically, and as your planets and galaxies are changing, now is the time where you could shift that. But we're so happy that you brought up the disbelief, you see, because that's what all of you hold, is the disbelief is what is possible within your life and also therefore in your world. But we're saying it's a process, so it takes time. You use linear time to get to this place within your lives and also your world. We gave our messenger something, we gave him the quantum field. That's what we wanted you to understand, which is why we've had him lay out the messages over these last several months, actually, in the way that he did, because we wanted you to see the progression. And that's the, as you see our messages today, we said that you will see the progression. That's what's happening within you and also within your world, on your planet right now.
Amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, we have one more. How do we get more in touch, in sync with our higher self?
That's what we've given you. We gave you a pathway. We gave you a way of doing that because it's every day. Our messenger sat down. We want to explain this because now it's a perfect time for you to understand what you're doing. He didn't do anything that's greater than any of you. He just had a different role. You each have one. And so what he did, even though he resisted it the entire time, every single day, he's sitting down and receiving our information. And he put it together in an organized way to give it to all of you. Because we wanted you to understand there is organization and you just come to it at a particular time. And so what he experienced was healing. Because we want you all to see this. You're looking for healing within your lives and also within your world. And that comes through each of you healing that part of you which has been separated. That's that broken apart things within you, because you all have it. You come into the world that way and you don't know it all when you come. But he took on the role of bringing this through, which is why we said, and you'll see the message because we put it down last year tomorrow. We love saying that, so you'll understand if you look at our messages on his site. And we said our philosophy will change your life and world. You see, because you'll start doing the everyday thing of shifting your perception of what you could achieve, and then eventually your world will catch up.
Amazing.
Like it, like he added to that. How do we get more in touch and sync with our higher self to access that portion of ourselves more consistently?
Yes. exactly the way our messenger did it. And so now we're going to have him give you all of that. He sat down every day. It became his morning routine. And each of you has the ability to do the same thing. But many times you run from yourselves and you don't want to look and see what's in there. And he
Mm,
resisted. But this was his role to give it to all of you as you have one. And you'll see that we said that in our messages today. He was going to step out and be the leader that he's resisted so that you could do the same thing. And so don't worry, you're right in time now. And so we love that you're asking that question, because again, that means your higher self knows that you have this pathway that you haven't followed yet, but now you will. And the way you do it is every single day deciding that I'm going to move to the next highest level of my being, and by deciding to be with myself. When we talk about a morning routine, we want all of you to understand this. He had to do this because he went into meditation. You may find different ways of doing this, but he would sit and receive us every single day. And no matter what was going on in his life before that, he would come out of it feeling better. And that culminated into the place where he can be joyful now. The person who went through all kinds of depression, horrible things, and diseases and illnesses, now at 75 in a different place. You each have that ability. He just had to took on the role in this lifetime of being the example, but you're all doing that. So thank you so much for that one, because you're going to do some great things now as you
mm.
understand and accept the process.
Yeah, thank you. I think I'm going to get something in from me as well. I always felt weird as a child and like different.
Mhm.
And what can you tell us also about like those children who come here and who may don't know how to articulate what they're aware of?
Because you accepted that role, and we're so pleased that you did, because so many on your planet have felt that way, that they are out of place, that they don't belong, and that they're worthless, or whatever it might be. And sometimes they will have it even when they're younger. You came in to offer something else. You came in to show that it doesn't matter what age you are or any of that, that you may feel that place where you don't belong. And so now your role is to tell them, no, that's not true. And you exemplify it and demonstrate it by the life you have lived. But we will say again, the timing was right. We want you all to let go of your linear time or your age. That doesn't
Mm,
matter. Your planet holds all that together. And so your soul had this agreement to come in, incarnate at a particular time to manifest now. And we want you all to understand it is now, which is why this day we want to say something else, because we want to give you this. We're going to, we always expose our messenger. He only planned this yesterday. Now, he is known for the longest time that he should get out there, but he only did it yesterday, which is why you're all hearing it now, because he was hiding from himself, as you each do. So we want you to let go of the judgment, and we want you to know that it's right on time and it's happening now.
mm. Thank you. Yeah,
Well,
I'm here supporting you. We are like Anya and I support Roger's mission with all our heart, so we show up together every day. So we
that's
have
so
we have
powerful.
two
Can I
more
also
things,
ask something? Is
and
it
yeah, please go
there?
go you go
Okay.
first. Go.
Okay, thank you. So Willem, I would like to ask you also, like me, the messenger, so Roger and Yarna, we came together for this specific reason to
Yes,
really, really merge our superpowers, to really show
yes,
up, and of course to support Roger, like to show up into the world. Like if you see us individually, like our superpowers that we can
yes,
share with the world, what would you
yes.
say? How can Yarna support people around the world? How can I support people around the world? How can Roger support people around the world? Because this is now really important.
You're exemplifying the perfect balance that we wanted you all to find in your world. Our messenger is introverted. He can't get out there and do things. He doesn't like social media. This is why he's hidden out for the whole time. And you come around and you start promoting him. You start talking about things. So there's that synergy that comes about, and that. And then Yarna comes about and demonstrates this higher intelligence that our messenger has always had, but was unwilling to embrace fully. And then Yarna comes along in this younger age doing the same thing. So it gets our messenger to see, oh, now I can do it. You're all supporting one another. There's no hierarchy of souls. There's no one's mission is more important than the other. They just come together to a greater understanding,
Mm.
but you do so at a particular time. And that time is when it was needed on your planet. You see, this is why we said you're moving through a restructuring to find a new balance. And you're doing that together because your world is moving energetically into a place where there's more inclusion, more acceptance, more self-love, where you let go of all the judgments we said we gave you a philosophy that dealt with everything that your world wasn't willing to look at, and that was racism and sexism and all of that. That's the thing that you kept ignoring. And so we gave you a philosophy where you could acknowledge that it existed within each of you. And as you decide to move through it, you heal. This is why we had our messenger look at that within his life. And he's written about all of it because he had to move through it. And that's what brought him to a place of greater understanding. But that was only the role he accepted so that he could demonstrate it for all of you so you can do the same thing. And that's how you're going to create the new world that you want. And we don't want you to be distressed when you're looking at the conditions of your world now. We're just waiting for you to take on the role of changing it by loving
Mhm.
yourselves.
Yeah,
Thank you.
this was beautiful. We keep it with that. I think this is can't get any. Boom. Thank you, Wilhelm, for being here. We are going to close down. Do you have like a final word
Yes.
for us?
The main thing that we wanted you to understand is that you are each here on this planet at this time to manifest your brilliance. It's within you. It's always been within you. And so it just takes time for you to understand it. And same thing for your world. So we just wanted you to understand that you are so important. You have never been an accidental place. Your life was not accidental. That was what we gave you on the messages for today, because that was what we wanted you to understand. And we love you all so very much. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we love you too.
We
Amazing.
love you.
And for everyone who, yeah, and for everyone who hasn't got answered, or whose question hasn't been answered, you can also always connect with Roger, and he's going to work with you one-on-one as well, and he's doing live channelings just for you privately. If you feel a call, you can always reach out to him. So, yeah, it's such a time. It's such a time to be alive, and I want to say thank you to each one of you too. We love you very much. It's a blessing to be alive. And whilst Roger is recalibrating himself, maybe has a bit of water to get some of those vital energy inside his body again after all of this talking.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the right time, right place, purpose. That's it.
Right.
That's
Thank you.
it. So,
Okay.
guys, we're not going to get this any longer. Like, join us. We're going live in 15 minutes again. If you want to join us on Winning Generation podcast, and we also stream live here on LinkedIn, on Anya and my profile. We are also on Anya's profile, or maybe we create an event. Let's see. But also on YouTube, Winning Generation, we go live like a few times a week these days. So if you want to get more of this knowledge, information, wisdom, it's wisdom. It's not just knowledge. It's not just information. It's wisdom. Wisdom you can apply. Knowledge is knowledge. Without application or without integration, knowledge is nothing. So let us integrate the wisdom. Let us be in a frequency of love and pure energy. So we love you very much. Let's join. Let's create this world that we desire to live in. Heaven on earth, world peace. And yeah, guys, see you. See you. We love you.
Thank you. See you soon.
Yes, thank you for being here. Good time.